What is up, Heat fans? Happy Father's Day. Nic Rohloff here on the Heat Report from Chat Sports, checking in. So hope everyone's having a good Father's Day. But we got more Bradley Beal news and rumors surrounding your Miami Heat, and I just wanted to let you guys in on the updates so you aren't missing a thing, as we are about 4 or 5 days away from the NBA draft, and most experts believe Bradley Beal will be dealt before then, so Washington Wizards can start recouping potential picks and have a clear direction on where they want to go ahead of Thursday night's draft. So it is being reported by The Athletic that the Miami Heat have offered Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, and they basically said multiple first-round picks, but we basically know it would be 2. No chance Miami would send 3 for Bradley Beal in that contract. And I kind of just want to talk about the framework of this deal and if it makes sense for Miami to offer that, if the Wizards would take that, and where it would leave the Miami Heat's roster. But before we really dive into things, make sure you do hit that sub button. A lot of new people joined the channel yesterday on the new video about Bradley Beal potentially getting traded to Miami. And this is the type of stuff we do, even when it's not in the office. Father's Day, still come out with a video for you guys so you can be up to date on the latest Miami Heat news and rumors. As we know, this is a massive offseason for Miami. So hit that sub button and stay tuned with us this entire offseason into the next year, where hopefully the Heat are back in the NBA Finals. All right, let's dive into this some more, and we'll start with the offer that Miami sent. Lowry, Duncan, and 2 first-round picks. That's what I think it is. I know it's multiple. It could be more than 2, but I know it's 2. So based on what I've been seeing and hearing from other Miami Heat reporters and outlets out there, it seems like Duncan Robinson and Lowry are offered to match the salary of Bradley Beal. Obviously, we know Beal's contract, it's pretty big. I mean, he's getting paid $57 million, 3 to 4 years, full no trade clause. He's got 4 years left, including this upcoming year. So Bradley Beal's contract is massive. The Wizards might want to tear it all down, so they're just looking to get expiring contracts, which would be Kyle Lowry. He has 1 year, $30 million left on that original 3-year, $90 million deal he signed back a couple of years ago with Miami. Duncan Robinson still has some years left. He signed a 5-year, $90 million deal. A lot of incentives in that deal, so it's not a full 5 for 90. But either way, he would be sent in that deal to match salary. And then pick 18 is what is rumored. So this year's NBA first-round draft pick for Miami would likely go to Washington if dealt before this Thursday. And the second pick is probably... This is where things get interesting. It's very mixed around Heat Twitter and between reports to see who actually knows what is being dealt, and a lot of people have mentioned that second first-round pick could be a pick swap in the near future, maybe past 26, 27. Crazy to think that far ahead, but that could be when the pick swap is done, or it could be a lottery-protected first-round pick. I think we've seen multiple Heat reporters come out and say different things, so I don't think there is a concrete offer that people know about to Miami when it comes to the pick side. I think it is very accurate, and just based off everybody saying it, that Lowry and Duncan are probably in this deal. Lowry for sure. He's been in the deal in every single mock deal, basically. And then Duncan Robinson could be the one who varies, and it could be Victor Oladipo, who has to opt into his player option, and then Miami would trade him. But Oladipo would absolutely opt in, considering he's going to have to rehab from that knee injury, so there's no way he's going to test free agency. So he's opting in. It could be Oladipo. It could be Duncan Robinson, but we know at least the 18th pick in this NBA draft is likely going to Washington, and maybe a late lottery protected first or a pick swap in 27, 28. I also want to talk about potential of Nikola Jovic and Haywood Highsmith going in the deal. It is also reported, and 5 Reasons Sports Network has talked about this, that the Washington Wizards want Nikola Jovic, last year's first-round pick for the Miami Heat, and Haywood Highsmith in a deal for Bradley Beal. And if that's the case, the Heat would not offer any first-round picks, in my opinion. If they really wanted both Haywood Highsmith and Nikola Jovic, I think the deal would be 4 players for 1. And I think it would be Lowry, Duncan, Haywood Highsmith, and Nikola Jovic. And that provides a lot of flexibility for Miami, and I think I wouldn't hate that deal. It'd be sad to see Jovic go, but before I break down that potential in a little bit. Let me know if you would accept that deal or decline that deal. I'll run it through one more time. Bradley Beal for Kyle Lowry, Haywood, Highsmith, Nikola Jovic, and Duncan Robinson. Let me know A for accept, D for decline in the comment section. I'll leave today's pinned comment. So let me know. I've been interacting with you guys down there. But my opinion on that deal is I'd probably decline. And I've seen this debated over Heat Twitter, and I think it's a very interesting hypothetical. If you had to offer one asset in this deal to get it over the top, for the Wizards to accept, for Bradley Beal to be on the Miami Heat, would you rather toss in that 18th pick in this year's first round draft, or would you rather toss in Nikola Jovic? And it's a really tough question. I think I stated it in yesterday's video. I am very bullish on Nikola Jovic. I think he's got all the potential in the world. He was the 27th pick in last year's first round for the Miami Heat out of Serbia. He's very young. He just graduated high school. He's not 20 years old yet. He came into the league at 220 pounds, and in his exit interview, he already stated that he's at 239. So he put on 19 pounds of weight through the course of this NBA season, his rookie year, where he was predominantly in the G League and on the bench. So I think Nikola Jovic has all the promise in the world when you can basically look at him. He's 6'11", 7 foot. He's got the handles of a point guard, the vision of a point guard. He is a skinnier version of Nikola Jokic at his peak. And I actually do believe that. Like, you might say it's crazy, but the way Jovic can manipulate the ball when it comes to rebounding, bringing it up, finding open shooters, he's a good shooter himself. I think Nikola Jovic is potential to be the power forward that we've been looking for next to Bam. And I do, because positional versatility matters a lot in the NBA. And Nikola Jovic has the entire package. He can play 5. He can play the 1. Like, Ben Simmons was playing the point guard at 6'9", 6'10". Obviously a really good defender, couldn't shoot. Nikola Jovic will need to work on his defense, but can deflect shots and cause altering of shots inside the paint with his length. But he can really handle the ball, and having a point guard or someone who could pass the ball, who is that tall, you can put him in the high post at the top of the key, he'll see over his defender and be able to dish out shots. And I'm just picturing, it's unlikely that Jovic starts in year 2. If the Heat kept him, they'd probably bring him off the bench, but it's hard to imagine an offense of Bam setting screens and being in the post, Jimmy on the wing, Bradley Beal getting screens for, running around like Klay Thompson on offense almost. Even though Bradley Beal's an isolation player, he could still play that off-ball movement shooter role, and then Jovic dishing it out. I think the talent for Nikola Jovic is something out of this world, and I'd rather keep him, and I've stated this, because I think he is the perfect fit next to Bam Adebayo and could be one of the best players in Miami Heat history. I know people hate when Heat fans overrate prospects, but I think it's really possible. He's got all the measurables, all the talent. He just needs to develop some. And in this Miami Heat system and development, who is one of the best in the world, maybe the best organization in developing talent, I think Nikola Jovic could be the biggest star maybe ever coming out of that little late first round pick. I'm not kidding about that. I truly do believe that. But when it comes to that 18th pick, I think you could get someone really talented there, but I would rather trade that 18th pick than Nikola Jovic. I really love Nikola Jovic. I just wanted a little 2-3 minute tangent about him, so I think I don't need to state anything more there. But I just want to update you guys. There is a lot of confusion. Don't know when this deal is done. I mean, Shams tweeted out that the Suns and Heat were in serious talks, and usually when that happens, and serious talks means we're getting close to the finish line, a tweet comes out 3 or 4 hours later saying a deal's done. So the fact that we've gone basically a full day from Shams' original report that we haven't got a deal shows me that there's patience. I know the Heat still are interested in Damian Lillard. They might be waiting. I don't like that. I would rather just go get Beal, get your big 3, and move on. Don't risk losing out on both. Don't risk out on Bradley Beal choosing a different team, aka the Phoenix Suns. But I do think the Heat are still in the driver's seat, and even though it would be not a lot of good players heading back to Washington, as it would be only Duncan, Kyle Lowry, and let's just say maybe Haywood, Highsmith, and 1 first-round pick, which I would be cool with. The Suns could only offer Chris Paul and Landry Shamet, maybe. Like, they don't have picks to offer. it would only be second-round picks. So if Washington is fully committed to trading Beal and entering a full rebuild, they have a top 10 pick, so they can take a top 10 selection, go rebuild. They'll get potentially the 18th pick from Miami and have 2 first-round picks. I think if they go full rebuild, the Heat are still in the driver's seat, and I know Bradley Beal will ultimately choose because he has the full no-trade clause where he can basically decide what package goes to Washington, what team he wants to go to. So Bradley Beal has all the power, but the Miami Heat do have the best offer considering they can give first-round picks. The Phoenix Suns cannot, and it seems like those two are in the driver's seat for Bradley Beal, and we'll just have to play a wait-and-see game. So if you're just along for the ride for the Bradley Beal sweepstakes, make sure you hit that sub button. Like I said earlier, Nic Rohloff, the Heat Report, checking out. Have a good Father's Day. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow with the latest Heat news and rumors.